Hey everyone, and welcome to the Vita Cast. Quick little side note before we get into this, it is episode 69, and it is April Fool's Day. So this podcast is going to be full of mature adults talking about video games, and nothing dirty is going to happen. Just kidding. If you have children, you might want them somewhere else. So we warned you. You have 5 seconds to put them away.
Put them away, Tyler?
Yeah, isn't that how it works?
You have 5 seconds to give your children away. Go.
Yeah, just open the door and be like, that's the world. Welcome. Get out. Anyways, that voice you heard, that was Kyle. Hi, Kyle.
Hello, Tyler.
Hello? That sounded weird. That's a weird way to say it.
Tyler. Hello, Tyler. He's hollow.
Hey, I'm not that hollow. Anyways, we got Liam here again. How's it going, Liam?
It's going pretty good.
And because it is episode 69, we're all not wearing pants, right, guys?
Oh, I didn't get the memo.
Just like you didn't get that memo about you being fired.
Yeah.
Weird. Kyle, you with me?
I'm wearing shorts. I went half measure, Tyler.
God. You guys are just hurting my feelings. I thought it was, it's episode 69. It's April Fool's Day. I'm not wearing any pants. It's going to be a good episode, but no. You guys decided not to join me.
I half joined you, Tyler.
That's just...
Compromise. You gotta compromise.
I'm half happy about that.
Well, it's better than not happy at all, so there you go.
I guess that's true.
I can
But
just
Liam,
take
on the other hand.
I can just take my pants off right now. That's
Whoa.
cool.
Now, this is getting weird mid-podcast. You can't just take them off. You got to be declothed before the podcast starts.
Oh,
That way it's not weird.
Oh well, I'll leave
Yeah,
them on.
stripping
for now.
on the podcast is totally weird.
Yep. That just crossed the line, Liam. Get out of here.
I'm already
The
fired.
only thing I want
so-
naked around here is my Vita.
Speaking of that, I was trying to think of something really dirty, and I just couldn't think of anything to say that wouldn't be really weird. I'm sorry. Anyway, yes, that Vita. Let's grab our Vitas. Everyone's Vita's in their hand.
Yep.
Yep.
Now let's stroke the back touch panel,
Ooh.
and let's. What, Liam? You got a problem with that?
No, it feels nice.
Or is that the sound you make when you do that? Oh.
That's the sound I make when I do that.
Oh, that's weird. Anyways,
What?
what?
Huh?
Oh,
I got lost. I started playing a game.
hey. Anyways, let's talk about some of the games that we've been playing before people tune out and think that we're just some weird fetish of touching our Vitas and not actually playing the games. So yeah, there's a few games that came out that I've been playing. Run Sackboy Run, I played a little bit of that. Not too much, just a little bit. I also played some MLB 15 the show, and I've only played 2 games so far. I'm enjoying it. I also played a little bit of Tokiden Kiwami, beat a couple bosses, and I'm enjoying the new aspects in the game that are new, like the ability to tell your teammates what to do and that. And I actually started using the what is it called, the rifle or the gun. It's very interesting. It's kind of nice just chilling back and shooting the monster and having the teammates take all the damage. It's like, I'm gonna sit back and just do nothing. But yeah. I also played a little bit of Oroshika Tainted Bloodlines, not too much, but I'm actually getting into it. When I first started the game, I did not care for it. I was like, this is interesting. It's fun, a little bit, but I was just not hooked. So I just kind of started playing other things. But then I decided to jump back into it, and I am liking it a lot. So I definitely am kind of screwed right now because I've got Oroshika, Tokiden Kiwami, MLB 15 the show. I still want to play more Helldivers. I want to play a ton more other games that are just, oh my god, there's too many games. But yeah, that's about all I played. What about you, Liam?
I played some more Tokiden Kiwami. Again, beat a couple of bosses, did some new stuff. had a good time with it, basically. I finally put money down on Helldivers,
Woo!
and it's awesome. Oh my god. Everything you said about Helldivers is absolutely right. I'm having the best time with it.
I'm always right, Liam.
Yeah, I should know this by now.
You should. Even Kyle agrees. Don't say anything, Kyle.
And I also bought Sound Shapes. It was just one of those games that's been in the to buy list for a while, and I found it really cheap. So it's a fun little platformer, and I'm enjoying that. And I also played Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus again, just to work towards the platinum a bit more.
Very nice. What about you, Kyle?
Well, I haven't played too much.
Boo.
Of course, I've been playing some Helldivers because I need to level up and catch up to Tyler so that he's not, ahead of me. Because I'm the best and Tyler's not. Right? Yeah. Anywho. So yeah, Helldivers. Also been playing some classic Tukiden. Looking to finish Chapter 5 still, and yeah, I don't know why I thought it was as short as it was, because it wasn't. And I just kept thinking I was at the end of it, and I wasn't. So, lots of disappointing experiences over the last little bit with Tukiden, as I hope to get to the end of Chapter 5 and don't repeatedly. Also, I've been playing some Killzone Mercenary. Jump back into single player. I don't know why, I just kind of felt like trying to get the next rank. I think I only have like 3 left to the end, so I was just kind of screwing around. And of course played some Ollie Ollie 2. Still poking at those spot scores, but I think some of those are unbeatable flukes for me. Also, Tokyo Twilight Ghost Hunters, I'm poking at that, but the last couple days I actually took a little break, so hopefully when I come back at it with fresh eyes, I'll do better, because it's just the most frustrating game I've ever tried to review. I played Tales of Hearts R. Shut up, Liam. Yeah, that's what I played, so there you go.
Very nice. Well, I don't have the script open. There we go. So we got nothing to review this week. Kyle, come on. Bring out that review of that one game you just mentioned that I already forgot the name of. Tokyo Twilight Ghost Hunters. Yeah.
Soon, Tyler, hopefully. Maybe,
well, it depends. It depends. Is he still stuck on the first level?
It's like the second level part, but yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's a game of prediction and it's random, so I don't know if it's just I'm getting horrible plays or if like the algorithm is tilted to be so fucking hard. I'm not really sure, but we're gonna find out when I come at it with fresh eyes, probably tomorrow.
Well, I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, because I need it.
Well, alright. Let's jump into those new releases to talk about, because there's a couple of them here. So let's get right into it.
Hey everybody, Tyler here. First off, let me apologize for the audio quality on my part. The wrong mic was recording, and I didn't realize that till I was finished recording. So, at least I got the podcast recorded. Yay! But anyways, let's get to those new releases. So, in North America, we are getting Doodle Kingdom for $5.99, MLB 15 The Show for $19.99, Run Sackboy Run is free, Tokiden Kuwami is $39.99, and we also have a demo for Orishika Tainted Bloodlines. For Europe, you guys are getting MLB 15 The Show for €15.99, or pounds, 19.99 euros, and 29.95 Australian, I believe. Also, Woe Dave for $3.29, $3.99, and $5.95. There's also a demo for Orishika Tainted Bloodlines. So there you go, those are your new releases. Let's get right back onto this Dirty 69 episode of the podcast.
Alright, so those were your new releases. What are you gonna get, Kyle?
Well, I'm going to download that PlayStation Plus game, not Killzone Mercenary, which is awesome that it's on Plus because now we get more noobs to shoot. But Monster Bag, that's looked interesting since they first kind of gave us that teaser back at, I think it was E3 last year. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of a weird looking, cute art style kind of game that draws me in. I want it. I don't even know really how you play it, but I want it.
Yeah, it looks
So,
very interesting.
so yeah, that I already have Tukid and Kiwami. Run Sackboy Run is free, so if I kind of feel the need to play that, which I might, it's easy to grab. Doodle Kingdom's a hell no for me, and I'm not a MLB fan, and the fact that they ripped the online out of this one, yeah, no, I'm not down.
Yeah, well, it was ripped out of the last one as well, so
Well, yeah, after the fact, but that's a different story.
they just made sure they sewed it up and made sure you couldn't put it back in.
That's right. That's right. They did.
Yeah.
Those bastards.
What about you, Liam? What did you pick up or want to pick up?
I already have Tukid and Kiwami, but that's been out in Europe since last week. So I'll definitely be giving Run Sackboy Run a try because I love anything with a Little Big Planet name on it. And yeah, I'll probably download Monster Bag since it's free and I'll give it a go, see what it's like. Who knows, I might love it.
You never know. Is MLB not released over there, or
It only gets released digitally, so yeah, it'll be on the store, but I'll give it a miss because I don't even know the rules of baseball. Being
you
English.
hit a ball, you run around some bases. That's about it.
Yeah, it's more of an American sport. We don't really hear of it.
But you like American football, right?
Yeah, I like NFL, but there's a small fan base in the UK of that, and it gets aired on British TV, so it's kind of understandable to enjoy that.
Apparently, if you show up in the UK and you like baseball, they just kick you to death or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't prove that or disprove that, but I guess I'll have to meet somebody in the UK who likes baseball.
I'm sure there's someone.
Yeah, I'll
There's like
find
one guy who just like sits alone in his apartment and never goes out.
Well, all right. For me, Doodle Kingdom, like Kyle said, oh my god, yeah, avoiding the crap out of that game. I'm sorry if the developer's listening, but that game is not for me. I reviewed Doodle God, I believe, a while back on the site, and it's just such a boring game. I'm avoiding it. Anyways, I won't trash talk that game anymore. MLB 15 to show, I picked that up. I like baseball, and it's fun. It does suck that the online's not there. I mean, they do have the Home Run Derby, which is online, but But I've also heard that the PlayStation 4 like online last year wasn't that great. Like there's always connection issues. So I mean, I guess if the Vita doesn't have it, we're not missing just getting frustratedly disconnected from each game we play. So I guess that's nice. But it kind of feels like the same game. So I mean, if you have 14 and you're very hesitant on upgrading, then maybe wait a little bit. I mean, it's only $20, which is kind of nice. So it's not going to be that much of a, what's the word? I can't think of it. Anyways, it's not going to hurt that much if you drop the $20 on it. But there is a couple new features that I've noticed. Like there's a new pitching, I think, mechanic, which is weird. Like it kind of reminds me of Hot Shots Golf, where your meter goes up and you stop it at the high point to get all the power, and then it comes back really fast, and you have to stop it on a line. And the closer you are to the line, the more accurate your pitch is. When I first saw that, it completely threw me off, and I was terrible at it. Um, but then I got used to it. But then I actually switched it back to the old mode that I liked, so that was all for naught. But yeah, Run Sackboy Run, like they were saying, it's free, so I mean, why not? And I did play it, but I was a little frustrated because when it started getting a little faster, towards like it's an infinite runner, so as you get further and further, it gets harder and harder to progress. And as I got to like the third world transition, because it transitions from worlds as you progress, it started getting really choppy in the frame rate. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm just running and jumping. Why is the frame rate getting so bad? And it's extremely noticeable, and I'm not liking that at all. So I might just grab a couple trophies and be like, goodbye, Run Sackboy Run. But yeah, Tokuden Kiwami, I'm enjoying it, and I need to play more. I haven't played too much. I mentioned it a little bit in the what we've been playing, so yeah. And then the PlayStation Plus games, those don't come out till next week, right?
Yeah,
Correct.
it's next week, yeah.
Alright, so yeah, Killzone Mercenary, I'm definitely going to queue that up because I don't have it digitally, so that will be nice to have that digitally. Not that I'm going to get rid of my physical copy ever, but it is nice to just queue that up and make sure it's always on my account. And then Monster Bag, oh yeah, I want to pick that up. It's a very charming looking game and very interesting, like premise and whatnot, so I'll give that one a go. So yeah, those were your new releases and the new PlayStation Plus lineup for April. So let's jump into the news, and we've got a buttload of them. So let's get right into it. So first up, Minecraft version 1.15 is now available, and as the latest update for Minecraft on the Vita and other PlayStation platforms, it brings with it a wealth of fixes and additional content. While many of the bug fixes are minor tweaks, the real content of the update is that it allows for the new Mass Effect Mashup Pack and Pattern Pack. I really need water. Players can now recreate their favorite buildings from the Mars facility while battling off Reapers in the world from Mass Effect 3, or they can build worlds out of colorful and stylized patterns. A full list of changes is available on the site, but needless to say, you're going to want this update, so refresh those live screens and get downloading. Next up, Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth released earlier this month in Japan, and now the first week's sales figures are in, and the results are incredibly impressive. The game managed to sell through 91% of its shipment, which means it sold 76,760 copies, an incredible achievement, I'm sure we can all agree. However, while that is an incredible achievement compared to the previous Digimon title, Digimon World Redigitized, which sold 85,817 copies in its first week, the series has technically seen a drop in sales. Perhaps a localization is what the series needs to get back on track. Next up, nearly a year after it launched, Borderlands 2 from the PlayStation for the PlayStation Vita, it still is receiving updates and bug fixes in hopes of drastically improving its performance. The new update, which brings it up to version 1.07, is now out and ready to download. There are no specifics as what the update actually does outside of the standard fix to various bugs. Some players are reporting that it noticeably increases the load times for different textures and improves the frame rate in various parts of the game, and other players report it does absolutely nothing. Still, if you haven't played your copy of Borderlands 2 in a while, you should start it up and download the 146 megabyte patch. It might get you back into the game.
Chilean developer Iguanabe recently took to the PlayStation blog to unveil details of their interesting-looking puzzle platformer, Monster Bag. Originally revealed last summer, Iguanabe is set to release Monster Bag in North America on the 7th of April at a cost of $9.99 and in Europe on the 8th of April at a cost of €8.99, or free in both regions on PlayStation Plus for April. The game is all about a blue monster called V and his journey to get back to his friend, a charming little girl called Nia. V will have to travel through places full of people and, as he is a monster, he will need to sneak past the people that inhabit these areas. Humans don't react well when they see a monster approaching them. The key to success in the game is to be aware of where the humans are looking and where their behaviors are. They will also have some telekinetic skills that are bound to come in use as you look to reunite with Nia. Are you interested? Grab this one when it hits Plus on release day. Broken Age, the Double Fine adventure game that kickstarted the Kickstarter phenomenon, is coming to the PlayStation Vita on April 28th in a cross-buy offer with the PlayStation 4. Broken Age tells the story of Shay and Vela, two strangers in a very different world who live very similar lives. Vela is a girl who is being honoured with the duty of being sacrificed for the safety of her village, only for her to decide that she doesn't find it an honour. She, on the other hand, is trapped on a space station where his every need is catered to by an ever-attentive computer AI. Both are unhappy with their station in life and seek to break out into something better. The game was critically acclaimed when it first released, and it was a surprise when they first revealed the game at the PlayStation Experience that it would be coming to PlayStation Vita. Double Fine is quickly becoming a major Vita developer following the release of Grim Fandango and having Day of the Tentacle currently in production, and we've got no problem with that whatsoever. Go Double Fine. Starlight Tactics, the turn-based space combat game from Escape Hatch Entertainment, is now officially coming to the Vita. When the game was first revealed back in January, the Vita version was pending the system support for Unity 5.0. Brad was skeptical that the support would be coming anytime soon and was told not to hold his breath for the game being released anytime soon. Escape Hatch have since contacted us and revealed that we can now start to hold our breath because Starlight Tactics will in fact be coming to the PlayStation Vita as well as PlayStation 4 and a number of other platforms. Starlight Tactics will allow players to take control of capital ships from either the United Star Force or the non-aligned nations in 2 full campaigns. There will be also a quick skirmish mode which will allow players to jump into a quick game. The game is slated to release sometime in 2015, and of course we'll let you know as soon as we do.
Alright, moving on with the news. After its demo announcement last week, we now know when Japanese Vita owners will finally be able to get their hands on the revitalized version of The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. The release date comes from this week's issue of Famitsu and is dated for June 11th in Japan, meaning Japanese gamers get to spend at least 2 months with the demo before it gets a full retail release. Speaking of retail release, the 4 editions of Trails in the Sky Evolution are as follows. The Standard Edition with just the game, which will retail for 6,264 yen. The Limited Edition with the game, Everyone Gather Falcom Academy FC DVD, and a book called The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky First Chapter Evolution Archives Joshua Edition. It will retail for 9,504 yen. The Kara Annie exclusive box with the game, The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky First Chapter Evolution Archives Estelle Edition, rubber straps for Agate, Estelle, Joshua, Sherazard, Tita, and a leather case will retail for 16,800 yen. And lastly, the Kara Annie exclusive and limited edition set with the game, all contents from the 2 editions of this mega package is named after, which will retail for 26,304 yen. This remaster of the original PSP version includes updated graphics, S-Craft visuals, full voice acting, and changes to the game's mechanics. The new field attacks will allow players to stun enemies alongside the escape chance percentage, which hinges on your ability to strike an enemy or get hit from behind. As stated, The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky Evolution launches in Japan on June 11th, with no word on a Western release as of yet. Next up, Death Under the Labyrinth was revealed in Famitsu a few weeks back, but not much information was given about what kind of game it was going to be. But now we know quite a lot more about it. First of all, we have some story details. Death Under the Labyrinth takes place in a world where the stars in the sky have stopped rotating, covered up in a blanket of darkness. Estra, the female protagonist, bands together with the Guardians to conquer 4 towers that each have protector gods awaiting inside in an effort to wind back up the celestial screw that dictates the star's rotation. We also have details on the first few characters revealed for the game. These are as follows. Estra, the main heroine. Flare, a prideful and belligerent girl. Connie, a naive and innocent girl. Maki, a clear-headed, calm, cool, and collected honor student. Her exposure is intense. And Setia, a shy bookworm whose umbrella is her trademark item. Death Under the Labyrinth has a summer 2015 release date attached to it, and is said to be a dungeon RPG with a high difficulty. It will be priced at 6,480 yen for the digital version, 7,344 yen for the standard physical version, and 9,504 yen for the special edition. Moving ahead, Sword Art Online Lost Song will receive an update in late May, set to add a few cool new features and some content. The update is set to include player versus player multiplayer, larger quests including a new boss, unknown character that is speculated to be established character Lux, and feedback for users. Not bad, right? In celebration of the releases of Digimon Story, Cyber Sleuth, and Sword Art Online Lost Song, Namco Bandai Games will also be releasing a Cyber Sleuth crossover Lost Song collaboration theme on the Japanese PSN store for the Vita on April 7th. So grab that if you're interested and have a Japanese account. Keep checking back to TVL for all the latest news on Sword Art Online as we wait a Western localization announcement. Come on, Bamco, we know you've got it hidden somewhere.
Yeah. Unsheath that announcement.
Oh, Tyler.
What? The episode was seeming a little, undirty, so I had to think of something to dirty it up. So I had
I don't think we have to try to make it dirty, Tyler. It just kind of does.
That's true. Speaking of dirty, visual novels can be dirty. I don't know about this one. Anyways, the PlayStation Vita is home to a whole host of engaging and fascinating visual novels, and our favorite handheld will soon welcome a new title to the fold. Developer Giga have revealed that Harvest Overlay Rouge will make its way onto Vita from its previous home of PC. Here's the game's description. Quote, the game is set in a near future where technology is so advanced almost everything has been digitalized. The game centers around gaming fanatic Makito, who hasn't been excited for a new video game in a long time, until he receives an invitation to become a part of a new augmented reality game called Harvest Unreal, which is the newest title from the Samel Corporation. As is the case with almost everyone, Makito stupidly doesn't read the user agreement for the game and soon realizes that he is unable to exit the game. This sounds very familiar. Along the way, Makito teams up with fellow game lover Lilia, a Napoleonic upperclassman Kamachi, Yuka, a transfer student already acquainted with Makito, and Sumi, who is Makito's younger sister. End quote. Set to be available June 25th, a limited edition version has also been teased, bringing with it a 2-disc original soundtrack. An estimated price for this version is 6,458 yen, so start saving those yen. Next up, and what has been seen as a shock announcement, Sony have revealed that from June 30th, players will no longer be able to access the game. And all the game is Destiny of Spirits, and all unused orbs will expire. Destiny of Spirits was released March 2014, and with the recent announcement that the game had racked up over 1 million downloads worldwide, it seemed that the game had been a success story. But with the recent closure of PlayStation Mobile support pulled from the YouTube Maps and Near apps on PlayStation Vita, it seems that nothing is safe. Destiny of Spirits included RPG elements and frequently features cameos from characters of other PlayStation properties, such as Cat from Gravity Rush and characters from the Killzone series. It was developed by SCE Japan Studios and Q Entertainment exclusively for PlayStation Vita. As a sign of appreciation for fans of the game, there will be a fan appreciation campaign released with the final update 1.12, which will include past raid bosses. If you're a trophy hunter, you want to jump on and grab a few trophies before it goes. But even aside from that, the fan appreciation campaign is a pretty good incentive to have one last go. Next up, Idea Factory have revealed that Beastmaster and Price Snow Bride, I'm not going to try reading that Japanese version, will be heading to PlayStation Vita this June. Originally released on PSP and PS2 in 2011, Snow Bride is an enhanced or fan disc version of the original. Now they're trying to make me read it, Kyle. Damn you! Alright, here we go. The original version, Mojutsuke to Oji-sama, nailed it, game, which falls into the otam genre, a story-based game targeted at a female audience. There are 3 parts to Snow Bride, which has a fairy tale setting. The protagonist, Tiana, has to make up her mind as to who will be her +1 at Kurt's Castle Soiree. The plot revolves... I want to read this in like a snobby rich person accent. but I'm not going to do that. The plot revolves around what happens with each love interest after the night. There'll be bonus diary entries for each character, including omex bonuses of scenes that have taken place. Perhaps the biggest and most exciting addition for us PlayStation Vita owners is the addition of an interactive section where you can use the touchscreen to tickle and pet the heroes. Woo. We all are going to get this game. You know that, right, guys?
Bound chicka, hell yeah.
Yep. I'm all over this.
Anyways, let's see how much we have to spend. Beastmaster and Price Snowbride is set to release in Japan on June 11th and will retail for around 7,344 yen. That is pretty pricey. Huh. Better be some really good tickle scenes.
Well, alrighty then. The streaming app for Twitch and Ustream viewing on Vita has been updated to version 2.0, bringing with it some useful new features. Live with PlayStation has recently received a 5MB update, bringing the app to version 2.0 on the PlayStation Vita and PlayStation TV. We've got the changelog for you below, and it's a bit of a big one. You can view broadcast in a specific language on the live screen and select language from the options menu. You can view broadcast for a specific game, select a game on the game screen. That's right, loungers. You can now view streams in a specific language or for a specific game, meaning that finding a stream for you has become a much easier task. Refresh those live screen tiles and grab that update, guys. It's another step closer to perfection. According to the latest issue of Japanese magazine Weekly Shonen Jump, Tokyo Ghoul Masquerade is set to be a game with its own story and protagonist, even though they've also noticed that the protagonist will have some sort of relationship with the main character from the anime/manga Kaneki Ken. The new protagonist will be named Ryo and will become key to the story as he pursues his older brother's kidnapper, but don't worry about the characters simply being attacked on one, as both Ryo and the story will be developed by Tokyo Ghoul manga author Sui Ishida. Also noted in the magazine is the fact that the game will also allow you to explore Tokyo's 23 districts in an adventure/RPG style setting, with relationships between the protagonist and the people met in these districts having an effect on the final outcome of the story. That's it for now. And yes, we're still without a release date, but you can be sure TVL will be keeping an eye on Tokyo Ghoul Masquerade news as it develops further. A new game in the Mystery Dungeon series has been revealed for PlayStation Vita in Japan, titled Mystery Chronicle I Won't Look Back Until I Win. Mystery Chronicle I Won't Look Back Until I Win is a roguelike RPG which is also force-scrolling, meaning that it forces you to move away from a danger zone which consumes the world as time passes. Mystery Chronicle is literally based on a foundation of Smoking Wolf's similarity style one-way heroics game. Producers Yuichiro Saito and Yoshinori Terasawa noting that they were originally porting it when they had these new ideas for tweaking the game hit them. They then asked the developer if they could simply use his game as the base for their new one instead, to which he apparently agreed. A game about avoiding the shrine raid while battling enemies, picking up items, and invading randomly generated dungeons. This one's going to be quite the trip down the rabbit hole when it releases in the next little bit. Mystery Chronicles I Won't Look Back Until I Win is scheduled to hit Japan this spring, so keep an eye on TVL for any further developments on this game.
Alrighty, moving on. We've spoken previously about Poncho, but we can now confirm that Rising Star Games will be bringing the title to Vita this summer. Set in a post-apocalyptic world overrun by nature, the game is about a robot on a quest to find his maker and to find answers about the devastation around him. Adorned with a poncho, you must help this mechanical hero overcome impossible odds and discover the secret inside him that could help save humanity. Our press release tells us that Poncho is a, quote, mind-bending platformer filled with lush environments. Poncho's open world 2D adventuring offers a unique twist. Players can shift at will between 3 layers of depth, an essential tool for overcoming the puzzles and challenges ahead. Packed with charming personality and interesting characters, players will want to lead Poncho through an enchanting tale of hope, determination, and the search for who you really are. End quote. Paul was able to play a level of this at EGX Rezzed in early March, and even with his limited time with the game, he was very impressed with it. It has a very familiar Fez style to it, but the action played out in multiple layers of the screen rather than a true 3D world, and sees you shifting the layers closer and farther away to progress through the level. There's still some time before it launches, and of course you can always look to the Vita Lounge to bring you more news on any game as and when we have it. Next up, thanks to a leaked promotional cover, we now know that Chaos Child will be making its way onto Vita in Japan on June 25th. Chaos Child is a visual novel about Miyashiro Takuru's life as a member of a newspaper club, and how that docile life suddenly gets turned upside down as a bizarre murder case presents itself upon him. Originally released on the Xbox One last December, the PlayStation Vita version is set to cost 6,000 yen for the digital version, 6,800 yen for the standard physical version, and 8,800 yen for the limited edition physical version. A demo for the game has been released on the Japanese PlayStation Store by the time this podcast hits your ears, so hop on if you're so inclined. And moving on, Kogado Studio have announced an April 30th Japanese release date for their latest nursing adventure visual novel, White Robe Love Addiction. White Robe Love Addiction follows protagonist Asuka Daiko and her fellow nursing school classmates as they learn the tools of the trade under the guidance of a retired nurse. The game will focus on the life and troubles as Asuka goes through the life as a nursing school student. There's some screens of the game on the site if you're interested, but remember, they're in Japanese, so looker beware.
Alright. Next up, Arc System Works has revealed that not only are they bringing back the gag scenario routes from the first game, but they're bringing the villain back in DLC 2. The sequel to X-Blaze Code Embryo. X-Blaze Lost Memories has players guide protagonist Watashi into an alternate reality led by a mysterious character called Nobody, all the time searching for Watashi's younger sister Imoto. Arc System Works plans on extending Lost Memories' core storyline, however, taking the game beyond with the addition of downloadable gag scenarios. Players will be able to grab 6 free gag scenarios post-launch, spread out to release over the first 3 weeks. Also available post-launch will be a new DLC story featuring sex. One of the 10 sages and the main villain from Code Embryo. Fans that pick up X-Blaze Lost Memories before the sex DLC releases on April 30th will get it for free. Otherwise, it will cost 200 yen as paid DLC to Japanese owners. X-Blaze Lost Memories is set to release April 9th in Japan, with a release in North America set for summer. Next up, 2 new updates for God Eater 2 Rage Burst have been detailed. The first bringing crossover content to the title, and the second bringing operator episodes. The version 1.10 update is set to bring with it both Assassination Classroom and Tokyo Ghoul content. We get masks modeled after Assassination Classroom's Koro Sensei, various expressions, a character hairstyle that mimics Kaid Kayano's and Kunugigayoko high school uniforms. Looking to the Tokyo Ghoul attire, we get Kaneki and Shutsukamyamin masks to play with, but that seems to be it. As for version 1.20, it's set to introduce new operator episodes. While operators are normally only there to help out by providing support during missions, the version 1.20 update will bring operators that literally revolve around them. Characters featured in operator episodes will be Hibari Takada, Terumi Makab, Hishunu, and Fran der Bergongel. Kyle is probably crying laughing right now. Anyways, more updates on version 1.20 are to follow as more information is released, but don't forget to grab version 1.10 available right now, and ignore the dog whining. Anyways, next up. New information about Falcom's RPG Tokyo Xanadu has been released, including character details and the setting, background events, and more. To start it off, let's have a look at Sora Ikushima, a 15-year-old first year at Morimiya High School in Tokyo. These Japanese words. A member of the karate club, she has practiced the Ikushima style with her father since a young age and is very, very adept at it. Actually, it was by taking her father's teachings to heart that she got where she was. Her acquired values driving her to leave her hometown of Kishu and broaden her horizons to Tokyo. A pure and serious person, her discipline remains unwavering when it comes to karate training. However, rifts start to emerge between her and the senior members of the karate club due to the uniquely strong influence of the other dimension, especially when coupled with Sora's demeanor. Next, we get information regarding the infamous Tokyo earthquake, which reportedly decimated the city, striking March 15, 2005 at 11:38 a.m. The 7.5 magnitude quake was followed by aftershocks, fires, tsunamis, tornadoes, and more. The damage even caused more damage as the toxic gas breaks underground complicated the situation further. When all the mayhem was over, an estimated 20,200 people died and over 7,000 people are still listed as missing. In the wake of this incident, the city has been rebuilt, the reinforcing of the urban infrastructure, pushing the disaster out of the minds of the masses and firmly into the past. Moving on, we come to Morimiya High School, the school attended by Sora, Ko, and Asuka, a mixed-gender establishment. It's within walking distance of Morimiya Station, the centerpiece of the city, and is considered to be in a good area. The main school building at the high school is geared towards students, while the second building contains the library and specialized classrooms. There's also a clubhouse building, which includes classrooms, the cafeteria, an indoor pool, and other school facilities. Lastly, we come to the action bits of the game with the combat. In combat, a normal attack can be executed by pressing the circle button, with repeated presses and good timing chaining these attacks together. In addition to normal attacks, however, players have access to 3 types of skill attacks. Shooting skills. By pressing square, you can trigger shooting skills which are low in power but can be rapid fired. Flight skills. By jumping and pressing the square button, you can use an aerial dash attack on the enemy. Strength skills. By holding the square button, you can trigger high power skills. Certain characters will also have certain advantages in their attacks, with Sora having short reach but swift actions, Ko having long reach, and Asuka having a good balance of power and speed. Tokyo Xanadu is due to release later this year in Japan, with no news on a Western release.
Sayonara Umahara Kawase Plus, a remake of Yumi's Odd Odyssey, which was a 3DS title, will be making its way to Western Vitas this spring thanks to developers Agatsuma Entertainment. Priced at $19.99, €14.99, or £10.99, the game will feature enhanced levels and graphics, new enemy placements. The game will run at a constant 60 frames per second and will also include as yet to be revealed bonus features. Here's the official lowdown. Completely reworked for the PlayStation Vita, play as Umahara Kawase, a 20-year-old backpacking Japanese sushi chef armed with a fishing rod, a rubber fishing line, and a fishing hook. Avoid fish-like enemies, conveyor belts, spikes, watery pits, time travel, and more. The deeper into the dreamlike gameplayer's venture, the more challenging the solutions and the greater the time pressure becomes. Along the way, look out for shortcuts and secret exits to unlock bonus levels. As a special bonus for fans, the first ever title in the gaming franchise, Umahara Kawase, has been included. This game was originally released way back in 1994 for consoles. It is the elasticity of Umahara's rubber fishing line that has always set this franchise apart from all other rope games, giving unprecedented levels of mobility and discovery. Tightening the line or giving lots of slack can be the difference between success and failure. The bungee-like nature of the fishing line allows the player to stretch down to otherwise unreachable areas or be catapulted upwards. Key features include the latest version of this 20-year-old classic franchise includes the original Umahara Karate game. This was first released in consoles in 1994. Created by programmer Kiyoshi Sakai and character designer and illustrator Toshinobu Kondo, creators of the original game. The game will contain a unique 1970s Japanese visual style, 60 new and reinvigorated classic stages, additional bonus levels available once the game has been completed, global time ranking, new enemy placements, unlock bonus features including some brilliant kawaii style art and nostalgic audio with bonus soundtracks from the original game. A total of 4 playable characters, each with their own special abilities, and the game now runs in 60 frames per second. Stay tuned to the Vita Lounge for a release date as soon as we have it. We've known for quite some time that One Piece Pirate Warriors 3 was heading west in the summer, but now we have a more pinpoint release window. Thanks to a recent blog post on the PlayStation blog, which detailed the special edition of the game which isn't coming to Vita, the game will be hitting the West in August 2015, so there's still plenty of time to save money. Also announced was some pre-order DLC which comes in the form of costumes. These include a fish costume for Luffy, as well as a Lucy costume for Sabo, 2 new missions, and a unique Three Brothers metal case to store your game. The downloadable bonus content will also go on general sale at a later date. While the August release is confirmed for Europe, it's still not a definite for the US, however we'll let you know as soon as we know here on the Vita Lounge. The debut title from Argentinian developer Opcam will be cross-buy on PlayStation Vita and PlayStation 4. New details for Project Root have been unveiled by the PlayStation blog in a post from developer Opcam. The game is the developer's take on shoot-'em-up genre, lovingly referred to as a shmup, but will have an added twist in the fact that the title will include free roaming. In Project Root, you play as pilot Lance Rockport, who, along with rebel groups Arcturus, must stop world-leading energy corporation Prometheus, who have been ruthlessly expanding their influence around the world. You'll pilot your advanced fighter through intense battles against enemy aircraft and tanks, dodging missiles and destroying every enemy in sight. The ability to free roam around the map adds a unique spin on the genre, and although it gives you a much wider universe to explore, you will be looking over your shoulder constantly as attacks come from any and every angle. Of course, along the way you'll be aided by power-ups and the ability to upgrade your ship's defenses and weapons. Project Root is set to release on PlayStation Vita and PlayStation 4 on April 28th in North America and 29th in Europe. Now to Kyle to give his smooth Canadian accent to finish off the news.
Thank you, Liam. What a nice compliment. Alright, to finish off the news, first up, Dungeon RPG Ragigant, which was revealed earlier this year, now has a Japanese release date, and it's not very far away. Bandai Namco Games have announced a release date of July 30th and have also revealed a new TV spot for the game, which includes a sneak peek at Emakaze, the theme song of Ichiya, who is a character in the game. If you're interested in that, it's on the site, so link up and check it out. Speaking of the game itself, if you don't know what it's about, here's a quick intro from the prologue. Near future, June 20 undefined. In every city throughout the world, giant monsters known as Gigants appear. Military resistance from each nation ends in wasted effort, but in Tokyo, one boy is able to defeat a monster. His name is Ichiya Amakaze. To do this, the boy used an unknown power called Yorigami. But after defeating the Gigant, the boy's power runs wild, and in the end, the city is destroyed and the boy loses consciousness. But one young man saves him and transfers him to a safety zone. Sounds pretty good, right? Keep an eye out for this one as we approach that July 30th Japanese release date. Next up, last week, we brought you news that Marvelous had announced a new project known as Valkyrie Drive Bikuni. But at the time, we had very little details on what it actually is. Now we know a lot more about this game. The news comes from a press release, which gives us information on the game's scenario, as well as introducing 4 of the game's characters. Okay. That was kind of oddly worded, but anyway. Here's the about for the game. A game where girls' bodies become the weapons. From Exploding Breast producer Kenichiro Takaki comes a new Exploding Breast hyper battle game. The story is set on Bikuni, one of 5 artificial islands. Gameplay revolves around the girls who can weaponize their bodies and the girls who wield them, making for an intense, exhilarating action battle game. Visceral action and sexy production values abound. Gameplay proceeds over the course of 2 phases, adventure parts and action parts. Action parts are conducted within fully polygonal gameplay fields, with players tasked to defeat enemies as they work to achieve the objectives at hand. During combat, the girls work in pairs, and by raising their synchronization, various events can trigger during battle, like multi-step weaponization, altered combos, conversations, and more. Pulling off super strong special moves can potentially tear apart the clothes of friend and foe alike. Hot and heavy girl transformations. Aw, yeah. Much care has been put into the gameplay sequences, where both girls combine forces during weaponization sequences, which are known as drives. When a drive is activated, a sexy cut-in will pop up on screen. There's still a lot more to reveal about the particulars of the game's sexy hyper battles, especially with respect to the boob ranking system, all of which will be shown off in due time. Ooh, boob ranking system.
Giggity.
Anywho, getting on to the characters that they revealed. First of all, we have 2 that kind of were introduced earlier, but more information. We've got Ranka Kagurazaka, the younger of the Kagurazaka sisters. Determined and whimsy, she's a hot-blooded girl who stands out thanks to her boyish behavior. She fights with her fists and goes headfirst into battle. Both her and her sister are very sensitive when it comes to their bodies being touched. Aw, yeah. Rinka Kagurazaka, the oldest of the Kagurazaka sisters. Though she's one to be constantly smiling and has a gentle disposition at heart, her sheer rampaging prowess, born from her pure heart, strikes fear even in the heart of her younger sister Ranka. She fights with a Japanese sword and leaves a very nice scent in her tracks as she moves. Aw yeah, good smelling bitches. Moving on, we have Momo Kuzurayu, a reserved girl with a low voice. She lost her memory and is fighting in hopes of finding out who she is. She repeatedly questions herself and wields a spear in battle. Starved for knowledge, when she comes across a word that piques her interest, she'll ask questions for hours on end until things finally make sense for her. She has a cat-like figure and is very cute.
She can wield my spear anytime.
I actually knew that was coming for some reason. Anyway, moving on. Last up, we've got Mana Inagawa, a calm, loving girl. Mana serves as the group's mediator. She can transform her hair into arrows one strand at a time, making her an especially dangerous opponent to face off against, knowing her hair can slip through any crack in the enemy's defenses. Her greatest weapon, however, may be her ability to make people around her crack a smile, no matter whether she's complimenting them or telling them off. Make sure you stay tuned to the Vita Lounge for more details on Valkyrie Drive Bikuni as and when we get them, because I don't know about you guys, but I want this one really bad. Anywho, moving to the last piece of news for the podcast. Free-to-play iOS title Run Sackboy Run was announced for PlayStation Vita some time ago. But soon after the announcement, other than a flyer in the retail release of Little Big Planet 3, we'd heard nothing about the title. But now we have an official release date. As we were talking about earlier, Run Sackboy Run will launch on the US and Canada on March 31st, so already, and with the European release following a day later on April 1st, so by the time this hits your ears. A post on the PlayStation blog offered more information on the free-to-play title. Quote, race away from the Negativitron. Okay. Negativitron across familiar worlds from Little Big Planet and collect as many bubbles as you can to enable you to purchase special costumes, upgrades, and power-ups. You can even challenge your friends using the game's social features and leaderboards to see who is the top Sackboy or Sackgirl runner. Filled to the brim with missions to complete and with tons of stickers to collect too, there's plenty of fun to be had with Run Sackboy Run, and completing your very own sticker book will also unlock exclusive costumes for Little Big Planet 3. End quote. Free to play, this one should be available now, and seeing as how all of you love Sackboy, you should all download it because it's both cute and addictive just like him, even though apparently it has frame rate issues, but, whatever. And that's the news.
Hey, it's free to play.
That's right. You can't bitch. All those frames are free, bitches.
Every single one of them.
Every frame.
Even if it's skipping.
Even the frames it skips are free.
Yeah.
How's that?
That's pretty unique.
That's right, Tyler.
All right. So, talking points. Let's jump into them, Kyle.
All right. So, as usual, Tyler, we've got announced or released games we're looking forward to from the week. So, Liam, what looks good?
Again, with the frame rate issues, I'll still be playing Run Sackboy Run because Sackboy. I'll also be giving Valkyrie Drive Bikini a go if it gets released because that just sounds awesome. And probably that Mystery Dungeon game as well. The Mystery Dungeon game sounded very interesting and it'd be my cup of tea, so yeah, I'll play that.
Very nice. Well, for me, I've got a full list here. So, Monster Bag, I want to try that one. Broken Age, definitely going to give that one a go. I really want Trials in the Sky to come here. I want Sword Art Online Lost Song. I want that one game that I can't see now. Oh god, where did it go? God Eater 2 Rage Burst. Tokyo Xanadu. One Piece Pirate Warriors 3. I am gonna be a broke motherfucker. Holy crap. And yeah, just the other usual ones that we've talked about. Although, okay, Kyle, I wanted to interrupt Liam way back when he was talking about Tokyo Ghoul, but
right.
I just had to just wait. Those screenshots, they are turning me off of the game.
Yeah.
Are they you?
I could understand that. No.
Not at all.
No.
All right.
I'm more in it for the story bit than the rest of it. I think the whole story behind Tokyo Ghoul is really awesome, so that's what I'm more concerned about is whether they, make a good story. And now that the author's involved, I'm not too worried.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems weird, but
yeah, I thought it was gonna be something different, but I'm cool with what it is as long as it's cheap.
Right.
As long as they bring it cheap, I'm down.
Well, yeah, if they even bring it over here for us.
Yeah, you never know. Never know.
Well, if they
We've
do,
been getting a lot of really weird things that I never thought we would get. So, I hesitate to say we're not going to get anything unless it's, a big title that we know we're not going to get.
Yeah. Well, if we do get it and you review it, because I would assume you'd want to review it.
Aw, yeah.
You definitely have to let me know how it is.
Will do.
But yeah, those are about all the ones I can think of at the moment. What about you, Kyle?
All right. Well, looking to the new releases, Run Sackboy Run. I'm still gonna try it, even though the frame rate issues. I don't pop into a lot of free to play stuff, but I'm down for the Sackboy stuff. I like him. He's pretty cool. As for the PlayStation Plus April games, I already have Killzone digitally and physically, so I obviously don't need that. And everyone else should get it because then you can play with us. But I will be checking out Monster Bag as I spoke about earlier. And then in the news, there's lots. If we get Digimon, I'll be playing that. Broken Age, that definitely sounds interesting. And after putting together the starting to put together, but by the time this hits your ears, it'll be put together and out. The April release video. looking at the trailer so many times got me really, really interested. I'm wondering what they're not showing me, and it's brewing all sorts of ideas in my head. I'm getting very interested. Also, of course, Sword Art Online Lost Song. I'm super excited for that, and I'm 99.9% sure it's coming, even though they haven't said anything. Because, seriously. Also, Tokyo Ghoul Masquerader would love if it came over here, because I don't think I'm going to be able to read the kanji good enough to play it, Japanese. Poncho sounds interesting to me, but I haven't really looked at a whole bunch on that, because up until it came to Vita, I wasn't planning on getting it. I only usually dip on PS4 for higher, exposure games, I guess. Vita's my try everything kind of console. So that, of course, most of those visual novels, if they came over here, I'd be down for those. But X-Blaze Lost Memories is, so I'll be playing that. God Eater 2 if it comes this way, which I'm pretty sure it will. Tokyo Xanadu if it comes this way, which I'm pretty sure it will. One Piece Pirate Warriors 3. Rage Gone if it comes this way. Valkyrie Drive even if it doesn't. I mean, there's a lot here. I'm gonna be broke or selling my body somewhere. Yeah. So lots of games, Tyler. Lots of games, guys. I want everything.
Don't we all?
Yes, we do.
Our money is just gonna disappear.
Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be selling myself on the corner. So if anybody wants a Kyle, you know where to find me.
I'm up for that.
$69, guys.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Sold.
That's pretty cheap.
Hey, I'm only looking to get Vita games here. They're not very expensive.
That's always a plus, I guess. But why would you go all full out 69 and you could just be like, I don't even want to go into it.
Anywho, let's move on to our next talking point, which is
do.
the PlayStation Store top downloads for February. Now, you might be asking me, why, Kyle, are you giving me PlayStation top downloads for February when it's now April? So, in a couple days, the March one will be coming out. Well, you guys, I'm giving you the top downloads for February now because we only have North America, and I was waiting for Europe to smarten up, but they did not. Even though I badgered them a whole whack of times in a whole bunch of different ways, they did not post their list. So Europe just skipped February. They apparently don't think February exists or something. But looking to North America's charts, it's another month of Minecraft dominance. Psych! It's Sword Art Online Hollow Fragment in the number one spot. But Minecraft did take second. There's your April Fool for the morning. Since right now, when we are recording, it's technically correct. But anywho, wondering where your favorite game ranked? The full list is as follows for North America, because Europe didn't post one. Screw Europe. Number 1 in North America is Sword Art Online Hollow Fragment. Aw, yeah. Number 2 is Minecraft. Number 3 is Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z. Number 4 is Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 1. Number 5 is Monster One Piece. Number 6 is Tales of Hearts R. Number 7 is Jak and Daxter Collection. Number 8 is Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified. Number 9 is Rayman Legends. And number 10 is Child of Light. And I would just like to say, other than number 1 and 2, what the hell are most of those games doing on that list?
Who knows?
Must have been sales. I wasn't paying too much attention to Europe last month, but there must have been some sales in North America that I wasn't paying attention to either, because I already have most of those games, and that's some crazy shit, because never did I think Monster One Piece would grace the charts again, just because we were so far away from the release that I didn't think it would get that many sales to hit that. And Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified does not belong on that chart. I don't care if it says Call of Duty on it. Just no.
Well, that was heavily on sale.
Yeah, I don't care if it was on sale for $1 and they would hand deliver you a copy that had gold plating on it.
I'd buy it.
No.
For $1? Gold
No.
plating?
No. really, really thin gold plating that was only worth $1, Tyler.
I would be getting it for free then, and it'd be hand delivered.
Whatever. You can have it. Anywho, so what do you guys think about that list other than, the obvious good ones?
Well, I really want a gold-plated Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified now. So that's what I think of it. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, you know what you should do? You should call up Nihilistic and ask for one. How about that?
They abandoned.
Good fucking luck.
Yeah,
exactly.
They're out of here. They went to mobile development.
Yeah,
anyways, that's a whole new story. So it's awesome seeing Sword Art Online hitting that top #1 spot again, because that is a great game, and it is just showing what us Vita owners want. So Bandai, bring them all of them. And then of course, Minecraft is probably going to be on the top 10 for the rest of the Vita's life.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna concede unless some other huge, fad that it takes over comes out. Something.
Yeah. It's gonna be hard, but something.
Whatever, I accept it. It sells Vitas. I'm still not playing it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think a lot of the games on this list are pretty damn good. There's only one, and that would be Call of Duty, that I would not really care for. But yeah, pretty good list.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of good games on there that I haven't played yet, but I know they're good. Like Sword Art Online, I'd love to play that. And it's good to see that it's selling well, because it just means that there's a better chance of the sequel coming. So yeah. As for Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified, I've not played that either, because I avoided that knowing that it was rubbish. Yeah, solid list.
All right. Well, there you go. Europe, you don't get a list because Europe doesn't like you.
No.
Anywho, moving on to the next talking point. There's a new firmware available, guys. So I imagine since you were both Vita lovers and this was released almost a week ago, you already have this firmware installed. But if any of you out there do not have the firmware installed, firmware 3.50 is now out and brings with it some cool stuff. So I know it allows remapping of buttons. I don't know any other features that kind of come to mind, other than I know there's those other accessibility features. Can you think of anything, Tyler?
You've got
useful for you?
Well, I don't know if they're useful, but there's the inverted colors and is it saturation? Something. There's a lot of color stuff that they added, which I would assume would help for people that might be colorblind of some sort. But I'm not totally sure, because it's not like the typical colorblind settings that I've seen, like on Battlefield. They changed the enemy cursors, because we're used to green being teammates or ally, and then orange or red would be the enemy. But on colorblind settings, they make allies blue, I think, and then they make the enemies orange. No, what is it? Oh, I can't remember. It's two totally different colors. Maybe it's purple. I think it might be purple. But yeah, it's like turning your camera into negative mode for the Vita. It's kind of weird, but that would be invert colors or something like that. But yeah, the main one would probably be the mapping the controls, and if you're a big remote play person, you can now remote play in 60 frames per second.
Yeah, that's the other one I was going to mention, and it's kind of a PS4 feature, but it's also kind of a Vita feature because they came with updates together. So, yeah, now you can remote play at 60 frames per second if you enable it. So make sure you enable it, and if you are enabling it, make sure you're using that turn off that Wi-Fi in power save mode checklist in your power save settings, because you're going to want that really solid full power connection to get those good 60 frames without lag and crap.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And you can one of the other features was zooming. If you click the square button and your PlayStation button at the same time, you'll be zoomed in, and you can. So if you have trouble reading certain things, or if you think text is too small and you want to read it, you have a zoom feature now. So that's pretty cool.
There you go. All right. So sounds like some good features in 3.50. If you don't have it already, go get it.
Hey, Kyle,
Yeah?
do you want to look at my firmware?
No.
Oh God.
Are you sure?
I'm absolutely positive, Tyler.
What happened to wanting
I'll
that
give
money
you
for
69 cents to put your firmware away.
But what if I want to upload my firmware into your hard drive?
Well, then it'll get
No.
corrupted and you'll be screwed.
I'll pay you $69 to show me your firmware.
Oh, Liam, check your phone.
Oh, hello.
All right, enough about my firmware.
All right, so let's move to the last talking point of the week, and it's kind of a talking point, kind of a bit of an informational, because some stuff's been happening on Twitter the last week, and the stuff is that the Retro City Rampage account on Twitter has been tweeting these really strange photos. And if you look at the photos and you look really closely, you'll notice that they're tweeting photos of a PlayStation Vita game card. Now, you might be wondering, why would Retro City Rampage tweet a Vita game card picture? Well, they've tweeted a whole bunch more of them, and they've also tweeted that they're making an announcement on the 2nd. So, by the time this Vita podcast hits your ears, you should be checking the PlayStation blog for an announcement. So I imagine that they're bringing out Retro City Rampage DX on a limited edition cart. But that's just my guess. What do you guys think?
I believe so, and I am hoping that I'm awake to pick it up because I want it. Because I didn't pick up the digital version because I already had the original, and I was like, there's too much stuff to play right now. I'm not worried, but if it's limited edition, which it most likely would be for a small developer like this, it's something that I would really like because I really like the original. So, and there goes some crazy ass dogs. So go ahead, Liam. What about you?
As somebody who's finally deciding to start off a physical Vita game collection, if this is indeed a Retro City Rampage physical edition and it's going to be limited edition, I'm going to be hovering over that buy now button as soon as it's announced because, well, it's going to be rare and it's going to cost a lot if I don't buy it straight away. So, yes, I'm all up for this. I haven't played the game before, so adding it to my physical collection would be an excellent way to get hold of the game and try it out.
So you're gonna buy 2, is what you're saying? Guarantee me a copy.
No.
Well, I hope I'm awake in time because I want it. What about you, Kyle?
Well, I'm not so much for the gotta have the collection, thing, and I've already got Retro City Rampage DX digitally, so I'm not too worried about it. I mean, if down the line somewhere I get the chance to buy one and I have the money, I might, but right now it's not a big priority for me.
It also depends really on the price. Like if it's a pretty good price, I might buy 2 just for fun, give one away or something. If it's even real. I mean, it could just be something totally different. We're all just like, oh man, but it's definitely it. It has to be. So yeah, look out on April 2nd. Not April 1st, so don't worry about this being a total April Fool's troll.
Yes, and none of those tweets were posted on April Fool's, so it's not, there's no way it should be a troll, and if it is, break down somebody's door. But anywho, I think that's all for talking points, right, Tyler?
Yeah, I believe so. So let's head on to the listener mail. We got just a couple here from the same person. So we'll just take turns.
We've got another one as well that popped up on Twitter just the last minute. I will add it to your list here as we go, so maybe refresh after a question there, Tyler.
All right, I'll read the first question while you're doing that.
Alrighty.
So first question here from Carl Rowland at MELLAN_KONSTEN. He asks, how would you change / add to a Vita Wars... No, Vita, why did I read that like that? Add to a Freedom Wars sequel. Same question for Soul Sacrifice 2, Liam.
Probably more tutorials, especially with Soul Sacrifice. I didn't enjoy Soul Sacrifice at all because it just got too much for me after a couple of missions, and I didn't quite understand what was going on with the game. So with with Freedom Wars, I'd say just a little bit more in the way of tutorials as well. Because while I understand for the most part what's going on with Freedom Wars, there's still a few bits and bobs that I'm kind of struggling with. So yeah, just maybe there's a little bit more hand holding with them both.
I totally disagree with you. Well, for me, I got them pretty quick, but everyone's different. Some people are really good at games, and some people aren't. So, no, I'm just messing with you, Liam. Yeah, what would I change? I really like what they did with Freedom Wars. A lot of people complained about the story in Freedom Wars, like it got in the way. For me, it didn't really. I actually enjoyed it, but I wish it was a little bit more like just deep, like just got you really pulled into it. Because I was into it. I was excited. I wanted to see the next cutscene, and I was like, yes, this is awesome. But I'd like to see more of that. And then Soul Sacrifice 2. I still haven't played too much of Delta. Like I played a lot of it when I first picked it up, but I really need to play more of it. I just like a bigger world. Like there's a lot of places and environments that kind of have the same feeling, and some of the monsters feel the same, like they're just reskinned. I mean, they did a really good job with adding a lot of DLC that added completely new monsters, which was awesome. But I love like their basic structure of what Soul Sacrifice is amazing. They have a great solid foundation, and they could basically bring that over to Soul Sacrifice 2 and then just add some new crazy monsters and new mechanics, and maybe add different types of weapons, like instead of just using sacrifices to call out your spells or whatever, you could actually run around with a weapon, like a base weapon, so you're not constantly having to refresh your spells and having them run out all the time. But what about you, Kyle?
Well, yeah, for Freedom Wars, see, I'm not like either of you guys. I didn't need more hand holding, really, and I didn't like the story, so. I would love for them to do something better with the story. Something more involved, and not like, go over here to listen to some talking, then go over there to listen to some more talking, and then go over here and then listen to some talking. Like I got to the point where I was just like, just take me there and then let me X through all this text because I don't really give a shit. Like it just, I don't know. It was so surface, like you said, it's not very deep. It was so surface that I was just like, what the fuck? I don't even care. Like just get to the game, because yeah. And even though like I got it all, like people have talked about the story and blah blah blah, I got it all, like I understood it all. I really just didn't care. So they got to make me care, and they really didn't. So I think that would be awesome. Also, I think it would be cool if they would have something that, I know a lot of people were complaining that you can't really get farther after you like hit a certain point without going online. I understand that some people, can't get online, or whatever their issue is. They don't have fast enough online to connect to somebody else properly or whatever. So it'd be cool if they would add something, whereas, there was a certain mission or something like that, that if you kept playing it, then like it was an end game mission or something like that, if you kept playing it, you would get like a upgrade that would allow you to play alone better. Like maybe some sort of like super weapon or something that would only work in single player. That would be cool, just for those kind of people, because I know that was a common bitching thing. As for Soul Sacrifice 2, I really like Soul Sacrifice and Soul Sacrifice Delta, and I thought the change was enough to make it, like almost a whole new game when you play Delta. But the thing that I really didn't like is I don't like how everyone can get pretty much all the spells. Like I know healers are more likely to use blood spells and blah blah blah, but like I mean, pretty much anybody can use any spell, and I don't like that. Like, if you're gonna have differences, make them different. So I'd like if they had like a a special spell class for each faction or something like that, that you could gain something that somebody else wouldn't be able to get, and then they'd be able to get something that you wouldn't be able to get, meaning that the characters and like what you picked kind of meant more, because it just feels like you pick a whatever and then you use the same spells anyway, and like if you want to play the same, you can kind of class your guy to be the same, even though he's healer, I can't remember what the middle one is, grim faction, or he I can't, blood right or whatever, the black right one.
I think it's black rights.
No, like the dark one.
Where are you talking?
There's like healer, and I can't remember what the actual name is. It's like, oh no, it's Avalon, Grim,
Avalon, Grim, and
I don't know, whatever. Anywho, I would love if they had more focused, something that's specific to them. And the other thing I would like is some sort of way to jump or fly into the air or something, because there's a lot of enemies that take off and you can't really do shit, like other than the blaze spell, which like fires you at them, or like the homing stuff. When they fly, you're pretty much fucked. So I'd like if you could do like something like Hermes wings, where you like it has shoes or whatever, and you like dart into the sky after them, or something, like some sort of flying mechanic or getting into the air mechanic would be really cool, because I think it would add like another layer of stuff to the game. So there you go.
Sanctuarium,
yes. I never used that one, so that's why I don't know what the fuck. I was always Avalon to the end.
Yeah, I think that's what I am right now as well.
Yeah.
Well, alright, let's head to the next question. Do you want to read it, Kyle?
Sure. This one's also from Carl Rowland at melon_constant on Twitter, and it says, have any of you been thinking of modding your own remote play grip to add L2 and R2 buttons?
No.
No.
I don't even have one. I don't use one, so.
Yeah, no here either. My Vita's naked, and it will be naked.
Just like I am.
Oh God.
Lord. Tyler, didn't we say stripping on the podcast is not allowed? It was frowned upon.
Yeah.
When we get fired like Liam? Jesus.
Well, I'm going to figure out a loophole. When I figure it out, I'll get back to you guys.
You do that, but until then, you're fired. Alright, Liam, you can read the third question.
The third question also comes from Carl Rowland at melon_constant on Twitter, and he says, have any of you tried Orishika? I don't remember you talking about it on the show. If not, get the demo. It's a great game.
I have tried it, and like I said it earlier in the podcast, I am actually starting to get into it. But yeah, I already kind of talked about it in the beginning. What about you, Kyle?
Well, I downloaded the Japanese demo and was about to poke at that, but then now there's this demo, so I'm probably just going to download this demo and poke at that later. But I have to play Tokyo Twilight Ghost Hunters and Helldivers and all these other games, so I don't know when I'm going to get to that. But I definitely want to look, because I think that could be a good game, and it's about having sex. So there you go for the 69 podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Woo, yeah.
Although it got a little weird. So, okay, you make babies, right? And then they become of age like really quick. That's just how it's set up. Anyways, so I bang this goddess. I have a baby. I don't. The goddess has a baby, and it's a girl. She becomes of age, and then goes out and needs to make a child, because that's how you get it. It's story stuff. I won't get into it. And it's a fucking like Wolverine wolf dude. I'm like, what the fuck? That's my little girl. And I was like, I feel so uncomfortable right now. This is the weirdest thing ever. I should have taken a screenshot and been like, what? Yeah, anyways, that's my story.
That does sound awkward.
Yeah, there's some weird gods and goddesses in the game that you can do. Like they're
I just remember when I was posting screens that there was like one and it had like horns, so it was like a girl and she had horns, like deer horns, like antlers. I was like, oh Lord.
Let's just say that's not the weirdest.
Yeah, I can imagine if deer antlers are, something that was tame enough for them to show in like the first round of screenshots, I imagine that it gets way worse.
Oh yeah. I won't even go into it.
You'll find out. Go download the demo.
Yeah. All right. Did you answer that question, Liam? I can't remember.
No, I haven't played it, but I will try the demo, and I've also been considering getting the Chinese-English translation physical version as well. So I can have the gift card. Yeah. It's not that much to import either, so it might be worthwhile.
Yeah. Well, all right. Let's head on to the next and final question from L at ELLE_MATERIA. And she asks, have you ever cosplayed as a character from a Vita game? I reckon you should all try dressing as Hatsune Miku. Hashtag VitaCast. I would not want to see any of you guys cosplay as her.
I think Tyler should definitely dress as Hatsune Miku because I think that would be the funniest fucking thing ever. I just think that would be epic. I think if his girlfriend listens to this, she should make him do that because she has the power. So there you go.
I'll make sure she doesn't listen to this one.
Okay, at L_Materia, if you're listening, I'm following his girlfriend, so go find her on my list.
That's creepy.
Dun dun.
I'm gonna text her and tell her to lock her doors.
Find her on Twitter, not find her physically.
Okay. Well, you said you were following her.
Yeah, we're just talking about Twitter. I said at L Materia, so that's her Twitter handle. You know, Tyler. Keep up with the conversation. Stop 69ing yourself over there. Jesus Christ.
Why don't you just 86 yourself out of this podcast?
Why don't you 187 on this motherfucking block?
All right, we need to turn this thing around. 360? 180?
180. You don't want to go all the way around because then you're back where you started.
Yeah. One is the loneliest number.
Whatever, Tyler. You get to guess that game. We don't have time for that.
All right. Wait. We didn't answer the question.
What do you mean?
Have you ever cosplayed as a character from a Vita game? And you said no.
Yeah, I said no.
Liam said no.
No, I do cheer. Or any girl character because that's my secret pastime. I like dressing as a girl.
Wait.
No, that's total bullcrap coming from me there. No, I haven't dressed up as a Vita game character before.
Oh man, April Fools. There we go. All right. Well, technically, no, I haven't, but I have actually just recently, this last weekend at Comic-Con, I dressed up as a Persona 3 character, which you can play on the Vita, so does that count?
I'd say so.
Yeah. Yay. So it would be the main character from Persona 3, which is Kyle's avatar on Twitter, if you ever see his Twitter.
So basically, Tyler's dressing up as me because he's a creeper.
Hey, at least I'm not following my girlfriend.
Yeah, actually, you are following your girlfriend.
That's true. Anyways, all right. Thank you, Elle, for the interesting question. And if we ever all meet up and we're all dressed up as Hatsune Miku, it's thanks to you. All right, let's head on to the Guess That Game. This is where we get to guess a game. Well, not me. Kyle and Liam are battling it out. Basically, I read off an ESRB rating description of a game, and they have to blurt out what they think the game is. And right now, Kyle is winning 2-0. Come on, Liam.
This week it's on.
You said that last week.
For reals this week.
For reals, he says.
All right. Well, you know what? Thank you, Elle, for this idea. The loser has to dress up as Hatsune Miku.
Oh, God. I don't even think I have the kind of costume for that.
The winner has to buy the costume for the loser.
That's like losing too.
That kind of is.
I don't know about that.
We'll think about it. It'd be pretty fucking hilarious though if at the end of this we have a picture posted up of that. Anyways, alright. The pressure's on now, Liam.
It is.
Alright, first game, here we go. This is an action role-playing game in which players assume the role of a young goddess striving to gain publicity in a fantasy world. Players engage in various...
Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth.
2.
Close. It's close.
Hyperdimension Noir.
Nope. Let me keep going. Players engage in various quests to battle fantastical enemies, ghost, slime creatures, robots, and melee-style combat. Players use swords, spears, and laser guns to defeat enemies. Characters' clothing can occasionally rip apart during the course of battle. Camera angles sometimes focus on female characters' underwear, pelvic areas, and chests. The dialogue also includes suggestive material like, "That doesn't mean we'll treat this like a panty-flashing picnic," and "Oh geez, you can imagine if Blanc was featured for her boobies." The word bitch and tits appear in the dialogue. So, you got the first part correct. It's the second part you don't have right.
Hyperdimension Neptunia Producing Perfection.
No.
Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 2 Sister's
No.
Generation?
Nope.
Oh.
This one's not out yet.
Oh, Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 3 V Generation.
It's the action one, the action Hyperdimension.
What the fuck?
I can't remember its name. There's an
Hyperdimension
Hyper-
Neptunia U?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Oh man.
I'm just going through all the ones I know. Like, you gotta hit the one sometime.
All right.
Many of them.
This one.
One up, Liam. One up.
Uh-oh.
You better get these.
Uh-oh. I just realized I copied the exact same game twice. Damn it. My bad. Alright, well, I'll go look for one in a second. I'm going to read this one first, because if Kyle wins this, then I don't even have to read the third one.
Oh.
So, I have to edit some of the text out because it's a very obvious answer, so just get ready right away.
Alright.
This is a blank simulation game in which players compete with blank, blank, blank teams in a number of different modes. This is where it gives it away.
Is it MLB
Fran-
The Show?
Oh, yep, he just got it.
Yes!
What?
Yep, MLB 15.
What was it?
MLB 15, the show.
Oh, he said it so fast I couldn't even tell what he said.
Alright, it was, this is a baseball simulation game. And then it was like players compete with Major League Baseball teams in a number of so, alright, so hold on a second. I gotta head to the ESRB and figure out why I copied the exact same game twice and didn't notice until we just now did this goddamn segment.
Well, I relaxed myself. I need to get myself in a position for this so I can be calm, because I gotta win this.
Yeah, you don't want to be 3-0.
No, I really don't.
That would just be terrible.
Yeah.
I might feel a little bad if it's 3-0.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let you win, but I might feel a little bad.
Alright, here we go. I got it.
Alright.
Alright. This is a role-playing game in which players assume the role of a leader trying to help 7 girls climb to the highest floor of a spear. Or spira. Spear. Anyways.
Oh,
As-
Criminal Girls Invite Only.
Yep.
Bam. Over Leo.
Of course Kyle knows that game, though. Of course he knows that game.
I feel...
I had to edit the review for that game. Of course I knew it.
You had to review that game?
No, I had to edit the review.
Oh, I feel
I
bad
didn't want
now.
to play it.
I feel bad for Liam. I picked the wrong one.
It's owned.
Oh, man.
So 3-0.
Yep.
You can all send your hate mail to Liam.
Actually, you could send all your "you must wear the Hatsune Miku" at the end of the year to Liam, unless
There you
he
go.
can catch up.
Somehow.
Hey, it's
Beat me over the head with a rock or something.
there's always a chance. Now, if he's down like by 10 or something, I'd be like, "No, I'm sorry, Liam. Get ready to wear a Hatsune Miku outfit." But anyways, yeah, there was Guess That Game. Next time I'll make sure I actually get, 3 different games. And I'll try to get a more wide variety, that way, Kyle's not just cheating over there.
Oh, I
Cheating.
I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
okay,
I'm
you
kidding.
pick
I'm
all the
kidding,
games,
Kyle. I'm giving you
Tyler.
shit. I'm giving you shit.
Well, that's enough of that.
Yeah. Anyways, let's head on to check this out, and it's for you, Kyle. What are we gonna check out?
All right. Well, I'm gonna recommend a game that I think I recommended way back when, but it's a game that almost nobody talks about, so I kind of want to recommend it. And that game is The Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh.
Now, you may say, why the hell would I buy Spider-Man on the Vita? People say that it looks like shit. And yeah, it doesn't look the greatest, but the play is what it's all about. And playing the game is awesome. I've fired up that game so many times just to swing around the city, and the frame rate isn't even good on that part. So, come on. If I like the game that much, you should really like the game. And it's cheap all over the place. So, go get it. The Amazing Spider-Man Vita. Do it.
Now.
There you go. Yeah. And also, while you're at it, get Killzone Mercenary on Plus, because it'll be on Plus in a week, and you need it so that we can play Killzone Mercenary, and I can shoot your noob ass. There you go.
No, we're gonna be so nice to you guys. We're gonna teach you.
No, we're not. I'm just gonna be like, if anybody joins us on Party Chat, I'm just gonna start talking shit, Tyler. You know it.
God damn it, Kyle. See, we gotta bait them in, and then we're just gonna.
No, we gotta challenge their manhood, and then they'll come in and try and defend themselves, and then we just wipe them out, and then they'll cry harder.
All of that sounds like really dirty.
Well, this is podcast 69 after all. No fun keeping it clean.
Yeah. Well, all right. Let's head on to the threads for this week. What do we got, Kyle?
All right. Well, the only one that we could kind of find together, other than the usual recommendation to go check out the new threads for the new games that are coming out and are just out, that have shown up this week, is that there is a new thread asking you to sign a petition to get a sequel to Freedom Wars. So the link is right in the very first post. It's, I'm pretty sure, the only words in the post. And you can sign the petition to get Freedom Wars sequel, and I think there's about 220 people signed it so far. It's only been up for like a day, I think. And it looks like 500 is the goal on this one. So this is just kind of a, jump off petition just to get somebody's attention, I guess. Because in an interview with Famitsu, former producer Junichi Yoshizawa stated it was important for people to speak up if they wanted a Freedom Wars sequel. So I guess that's a way to speak up. Speak up, guys.
Do it.
Do it.
Now.
Now.
Pause the podcast.
Pause the podcast. Go over to it. Yeah.
Yep. And you're back. All right. Thank you for doing that. Well, let's jump out of here. We're all done. It was a good 69 session we had going on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of boobs. Lots of firmware.
And I came at least 3 times.
Whoa. That is graphic, sir.
Go out with a bag.
Yep, no pun intended, right? Or
Not
was
intended.
All right. Before it gets, X-rated, let's get out of here. So you can find everything that we talked about on the VitaLounge.net. Like we talked about yesterday, or not, I always do that. Last week, the mobile version should be fixed now, so you should be able to see all the images on the site as normal. So yeah, go check that out. We've got a new podcast email, so if you're wanting to send us listener mail or just get in contact with us, you need to send your emails to mediaservices@thevitalounge.net. Spelt exactly how it sounds, with no spaces or underscores or whatever. So send that stuff there. Also, we're all on Twitter at the Vita Lounge. I'm at Mr. PS Vita Reviews. Kyle is at Teflon Tactics. Liam is at Liam Hangover. We're on Facebook. Just search the Vita Lounge. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/loungeplay. We post up lounge plays. We post up that thing that I can't think of. Live streams. There we go.
Monthly preview videos like I'm working on right this second.
I was going to get into that, but I was
things?
thinking of live streams, so don't.
Oh yeah, we do those too.
But yes, Kyle, you want to talk about that? You got something coming up soon?
Well, by the time this podcast hits your ears, we should have the release preview video for April up, and it's pretty much showcasing everything we know about what's coming in April as of today, the 1st, when we were recording. So we know quite a bit. There's quite a few games on here. I think the list is like 10 or 11 games with dates. So if you're interested in what's coming for Vita, that's Europe and North America, check it out.
Well, all right. So yeah, go subscribe to that. We also post up the Vita Cast on there, so if that's your listening format, then you should be listening to this episode soon on that channel. Also, the magazine, I think, isn't it going to be coming soon? Isn't it this month?
Yes, we've actually put out the first Patreon poll. So the first issue is going into the last phases of development, and it should be ready and shipping off by the mid of the month. So not very long, and you'll have a physical Vita magazine in your hands if you ordered one, and if not, maybe a digital copy.
And that
all right, so
people
now would
can
be the
touch
chance.
My
What?
face. People can touch my face.
Ooh.
Careful.
Careful.
On paper.
we should get like scratch and sniff portraits. That could get weird. Anyways, yeah. If you want to jump on the physical version of the magazine, it's getting close. If you want to get that first one, so.
Nope, you're too late.
Wait, you are?
Too late. Yes, Todd.
Aww. You snooze, you lose, people. I warned you.
You never know, though. If enough people want it, we may do a reprint. So we'll
Ooh.
have to see how it goes.
Well, all right. You can still hop on for the electronic magazine unless Kyle jumps in and proves me wrong, but I would highly doubt that we'd run out of electronic
Yeah,
versions.
we're not going to run out of electronic versions. I promise to copy more if we do.
All right. It's all on Kyle. You heard it first. If you can't get it, it's Kyle's fault for the electronic one. Anyways, go to patreon.com/the Vita Lounge to support us there if you'd still like to do that. The forum, the vitalounge.net/forum, join up. Oh my gosh, I've said this so many times and now I mess it up. The forum, the vitalounge.net/forum. Join the. Oh my god, it's a day where you're just tired.
Damn it, Tyler.
So yeah, go sign up, join the conversation, introduce yourself, make fun of me for screwing up the forum talk.
And Japanese names, because he does that too.
Occasionally.
Like 69
Domo.
times.
Arigato, Misto Roboto.
We definitely need to get it out here because Tyler's brain cells are pouring out of his ear by the moment.
Yep, I am tired. It's 4 a.m. I should be sleeping. We're on iTunes. Go subscribe to us there. Rate us. Let us know how we're doing. Penis.
Valkyrie Drive Bakuni.
Red Kagura.